What's going on, everybody? Payneblade back here again from server 1 representing IC, and guys, welcome to the first edition of what is essentially MTV Cribs but NXB style. I'm going to be showcasing my entire account. Now, a lot of people have actually been asking for this because I've been giving you guys bits and pieces of my account every single time I do a showcase or I do a video. You know, you've opened up a door, seen a room, and been like, wow, what else is in this house? So we're going to treat it that way. We're going to go through my account thoroughly. All my shinobis, we're going to start from URs to SRs to Rs. We're going to do a few awakenings and waste some of my Ryo, which to characters I don't need, just because, you know what, we gotta collect these and we gotta maximize them. So welcome to my mansion that I've been building since March 2020, and let's get into it, guys. Alright guys, so let's just go into it and jump into the shinobi list and start off with the URs. Now, just a little history. When I started my channel back in May 2020, the purpose of this entire channel was to give the community the ability and overview of whether a character is worth building over time or not. As a lot of you know, I am a huge whale. I whaled for this game specifically to showcase and of course to take advantage and learn about the characters, and that's what I've done. So what we're going to do here today, guys, we're going to go through URs, SRs, and Rs. We're going to look at every single character I've put my time into, my resources into. I'll explain to you the connection I have with this character, how I pretty much built him. We'll see if I've put awakening orbs into them or not, and we'll just go through some of these characters that I have built and have not touched, and we'll go ahead and awaken some of them. So with that being said, we're going to start off with rarity, and we're going to, like I said, start with the URs. Okay, so here's my URs. I've got pretty much every character in the game, by the way. The only 7-star UR I have is Naruto, the free-to-play Naruto, essentially. I believe a lot of the veterans who were whales at the time also have them at 7 stars, and then everybody else pretty much sits at 5 or 6. And as you can see here, I'm going through the list here. There's one of the new 5s, Papa Sasuke's 5, Sage Mode Naruto's, Sage Mode Jiraiya's 5, Sarada, Danzo, Boruto, SMN, B, Orochi, Pain, Hidan, and Karin and Chio. I believe I have enough to 6. So let's talk about a few of these characters and where it all started. So my first ever 5-star UR was this man right here, Sasuke Hebi. When I joined Discord originally, he was shunned upon. He was called the 1010 2.0. Nobody liked him, and then honestly I feel like he has been the biggest impact in the game in terms of the Sasuke's in regards to buffers, right? So he was my pride and joy at the time. Now I'm going to show you guys what I've done with him. Okay, so you see here's 90k. So with skill wise, of course, I've maxed him out. So we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on gear. So I've actually given him 3 stars there, 4 stars unfortunately when I didn't know how to play 5 stars actually when I didn't know how to play the game 2 and 2. This is something I would have never done if I knew what I know now, right? Excuse me, and that's why I'm kind of giving you guys this information so you can see what you should and should not do with my character. So this is a newbie mistake right here. These here were the proper things to do. These other 3 were not the right things to do. So I put in careless awakening orbs into him. But on the other hand, I did also get these up. So this is something that I'm very proud of, obviously. This was come from the SR Heavy event, and I focused on getting those and getting him up. I'll show you a couple other ones as well too. Then of course his vitalities are maxed out. So Kirin was my pride and joy, is still kind of my pride and joy, but then there's one other Sasuke that has made a bigger impact, and that of course is Hebi. Now Hebi was my first UR I think I've ever had, and I've never looked back with him. When I didn't know what skills were, I didn't know what stuns were and their importance to the game, I used this character just because, I mean, it's Sasuke and he was the first UR Sasuke out, and I still love this character. He's still probably one of the top characters in the game. So let's look at gear here real quick. So I've got him 4-star here. Again, didn't know back in the day. I put a couple awakening orbs into there too, but I put more into Sasuke Kirin because he was newer, and I got up to 5 way before I got Hebi to 5. All right, and I didn't know the difference between A, T's, and D's. Like, I didn't know how intricate they were, but now I do. So with that being said, look at the scrolls and talismans. I went ahead and actually did 7 there and 6 there. I probably could have finished this one off, but I held off. So I will eventually do that once I have more of these. But as you can see here, this man is stacked. He's my highest level character. He's also my highest power character, and probably one of my favorite characters. So guys, if you're an OG, you know how good he is. If you're a brand new player, you don't know how good he is, but you will when you start working on him. But of course, he's not a power creep character, so I just want to make sure you guys understand that. All right, so let's go back here. Out of the Itachis, this man right here makes one of the biggest impacts and splashes in the game. I've actually gone ahead and done a lot of work with him as well too, not in gears but in scrolls and talismans. I've put in a couple of the faith ones into there, and just so you guys are aware, the SR Heavy ones that you guys get now as new players, you guys, if you have criminal Itachi, this is what you should be focusing on. So he's a big one. Now this here is probably my biggest disappointment. Now this man here, when he first was announced, I was like, you know what, my first 7-star UR. I saved so many UR fragments for him, and I was buying them from the Richimaru shop, right? So just so you guys know, then he came out and his kit was fairly lackluster, to be honest. He was hitting really hard, but it was still fairly lackluster. So I went ahead and still built him up, and I was showcasing a lot of damage with him, like in the millions. He was one of the only characters at the time that was hitting that hard, and he was probably the hardest hitting nuke in the game. And then something happened along the way, which we won't discuss, but as you can see here, I kind of did stop working on him a little bit, but he still is one of the hardest hitters in the game, guys, especially for OG people who are playing this game. For newer players, he's not going to do much for you, so you can avoid him, but as you can see, I have invested some time into him as well too, so pretty good. Naruto, everybody has him at 7 stars. That was a whale. He is pretty much a carbon copy of the SR version with just way better skills. That's the only difference between him and the SR version. So not much to talk about, but I know a lot of newer players miss them, right? So if you look at all my URs, this guy here is probably the second biggest impact to me, next to Sasuke Heavy. Kakashi, easily one of the best characters still in the game, still proves to be he's like a fine wine. He just keeps getting better. The more they bring out new characters, the more you appreciate what he gives you. So definitely one of the best characters in the game, guys. Even for newer players, I would still focus on getting him up because he just brings so much to the table in terms of damage and stuns, but he is also one of my bigger pride and joys. Now, Naruto Kage, if you guys remember my old channel logo, this was him. This is the guy right here. So I actually had him up first as my second 5-star UR, and I love this character personally back in the day. Nowadays he's not as viable, of course, but I'm still building him up for the sake of just having it, nostalgia reasons. He had one of the most like graphical arts and best arts in the game too. I love this. This was my favorite background in the game at the time too. So big ups to Bandai for that one. And he was my logo for a while. So as you can see here, I'm still getting him to tier 17, almost there. You know what? We can probably do that together. Let's go ahead and do that now. And you guys can see the power increase at least. And he is actually rainbow frame right now too. So definitely someone I'm going to be not necessarily hunting for, but I'll probably be getting just because of where I am in the game at the moment, right? So oopsie, let's go here. And like I said, while we're doing this, guys, I will be awakening and doing things on my account, so you guys can kind of see my thought process. And again, it's not very difficult. I'm just essentially wasting Ryo just to make sure I have a complete collector's edition of this game. I plan to have every character maxed out at one point or another, so this is just part of the process that I'm kind of going with you guys through with you guys, that you guys would normally not see me do. I just do this in the background. So here we go. 82.154. And just so we're clear, my power team is not actually being currently used. I will show you guys though. Here we go. So 2-2. This was bad. This was, again, this is another character that I put time into that I didn't know the game about, and I put a lot of it into his gear here, which I shouldn't have. You guys can see like the inconsistency of knowing the game and not knowing the game. You just want to put into like awakening orbs into everything just because you love the character, but it's not the smartest idea to do, right? But there you go, 82.154. Now before we go any further, guys, I'm just going to show you guys my team. Like a lot of people see this team here and they think this is actually my power team. It's not. So 733.9 is not my power team. This is actually my power team, and I think now it might have altered just a tad bit again. So let's take a quick look. So let's see, CM2 is probably the lowest character, so if I remove him and I go across the board, that right there, folks, is my power team. So 767,997, so almost 768, almost there, three power away. So yeah, that's my power team, guys. So there you go. So let's keep going here through the list. Now, in terms of the newer characters, I will say this, Sasori definitely ahead of the game, but none compared to Datara. Now, unfortunately, I pulled Datara 1 day late, and it actually, sorry, 2 days late, and it caused me a massive miss on the fragments, and I also didn't bother getting him up at the time because I had too many nukes, but I regret it now because that man right there is insane for damage. Obito is another big one too that I kind of regret not putting more orbs into, because what I did, guys, I actually put them all into Minato, hoping that he'd be OP, but as you guys can tell, this is one of my biggest regrets. Definitely one of my biggest regrets is getting him to 6-star, but he's there now, so we're gonna stick with him. CM2, probably one of the more underrated Sasuke's. Incredible character, guys. Highly recommend him. The only problem I find with him was the fact that his scrolls and talismans were not fate ones, so you have to wait for this bravery ones, unfortunately, to drop. So, but really love him. He's the best stunner in the game. Boosts his own status effect rate every time he does a jutsu. So fantastic unit. And same with one of my favorite characters in the anime, Jiraiya, the OG version, the best tribe gauge character, and very underrated guys as well too. All right, Gaara, one person that we knew was on top of the food chain for a very long time, fell off, but here we are, still sitting at 6 stars, 51 out of 600. So you know what, we'll probably be getting a few of these guys in the next few months into 7. Deidara, another one that's underrated and is actually the closest to 7 stars for me. Love this character. He brings the best crit buffs in the game, so you cannot go wrong with him. Papa Sasuke finally getting some love. I hated this character for the longest time because of how bad his kit was. As you can see here, again, not knowing how to play the game, putting that into there. This is the same time as Naruto UR, but yeah. So now he's actually got a purpose. So I've actually got to put focus on him because of the connected feelings tribe. So definitely a little more use finally. Seismo Jiraiya, also very good character. Sarada, I mean, again, outside of CF, I'll never use her. Danzo is very underrated, guys. You guys, if you guys have him, you should be building him, especially if you're a new player. He does do a lot of work for you, and he brings a lot to the table for buffs and debuffs. And Boruto here as a UR hits like a Mack truck. The biggest disappointment in this game for me, though, outside of the obvious Karin guys, is gonna be Killer B. The man just doesn't cut it, especially for who he is in the anime and the manga. I wish they make a better version of him. They need to make a better version because he's just way too good as a character to be as lackluster as he is. But I have put some time into him. There you go, Naruto's almost 6 as well. Let's take a quick look here. So yeah, if we look at gear, so yeah, I put 2. I mean, not a lot. So 2 into him. He just wasn't doing enough for me. Richimaru was okay at one point. Now he's completely lackluster and fell off, so I don't even bother using him. Sorry guys. So yeah, so those are pretty much my URs. The worst UR in the game, there she is right here. Do I have enough? I don't, so I don't bother with her. She's going to stay 5. This, on the other hand, I can do, so I'm going to go ahead and do Chiyo. Welcome to Awakening Chiyo to 6 stars, guys. So there's my first awakening with you in the video. So let's get rid of that one. And I believe, guys, that is going to be the only one I can awaken. Let's just actually go down the list, see where we're at. And then we're going to jump on to the next rarity, which is going to be the SRs. And we're going to go through my favorite SR personally right now is Naruto Kage SR. The new Gaara SR is really good too. He's up there for me. Kakashi's up there, of course. There are a lot of good SRs in this game, and if you guys are not knowing this already and you haven't seen the video, I'm doing a brand new server 30 account called Painful Experiences, where I don't use any URs in the game. I'm just going to be using Rs and SRs and seeing how far we can get in the game without having to pull a UR. And even if I have them, they're just sitting there benched. They're going to be used as a link bonus. Head down is another one I'm very close to, and yeah, so that's kind of the goal. So here's actually I take that back. Here's my new favorite SR. This character is the best free-to-play character in the game. As you can see here, 2913. Here's what a whale does with this kind of character. I went ahead and did this 7-star max weapon. He's just way too good to ignore, guys. So definitely get him up if you have him. Focus on him. He's gonna push a lot for you in terms of damage, so definitely a good character. I got him to 7 as well too. So Kakashi, one of my favorite characters, is a buffer, so definitely get him up as well, guys. If you have him, if you're lacking attack and crit buffs and T unit buffs, he's one of the best ones to go with. Here's my second favorite character, ironically enough, another Naruto. Just overall one of the most stellar characters in the game. I'm gonna be focusing on getting his weapon stuff up because I'm gonna use him a lot and finalizing him. So as you can see, here's 6 stars. I don't think we're close to 7 yet. No, we're not. So we're a little off, but I may eventually put SR fragments into him. All right, the best Sakura in the game, hands down. Deserves all the love she gets. 7 stars easily. I put a couple of gears into her weapon. Definitely worth it. I'll probably max these out eventually, and then this needs to get maxed out for CF. But guys, easily still one of the best SRs in the game. If you have her, build her. Haku, one of the most underrated characters in the game, yet deserves a lot of love. This is one of the characters here that I'm going to focus on eventually in the future, but I do want to get her weapon up as well too, or his weapon up I should say. Sorry, I do that on purpose. And also the scrolls and talismans. But Haku is just vital in almost every piece of content nowadays that is PvE, ATB and FG specifically. Rock Lee was also a fan favorite of mine that I loved. Kind of fell off hard, to be honest with you, so I regret putting some of the Awakening Orbs into him, but he's 7 stars, and I mean, he worked well at the time. Here is the MVP of the game. So this character here here just brings so much to the table for everything that he offers, and is highly recommended for every single person in this game to get. He can only be bought from the arena store plus the Shinobi exchange shop as a 1-star, and then the rest of him has to be done through SR fragments and fragments from the arena shop and Omni fragments, of course. So definitely, guys, he should be your #1 focus for every single person because of this broken thing right here. He increases chakra by 1876 for all allies at the start of the turn. That means essentially he constantly gives you chakra even when he's not in rotation. The only character that does this and pretty much makes everyone with 5k vitality a nuke like Kakashi. Alright, so there we go. Gaara, another big favor, got him to 6. Guy was a big one. When I started this back in the Reddit days, they talked about how good he and Kakashi were in terms of their tribe, so I was dumb enough to listen, so I started putting some stuff into him. I shouldn't have done it, but he's okay. He's decent. A is pretty good. I got him to 7. I liked him a lot for arena for a while, guys. He was really, really good stunner, really tanky, and did actually pretty good damage for that. I probably will max him out eventually, but there you go. Look how many extra fragments we have. Blossom, really good character. Got her to 7. Love her for what she is in terms of a tribe gate specialist and a healer. You can't get better than her for that, guys, honestly. The only other person that's better than her is Jiraiya, but he's a tank. I mean, he's a nuker and a tank, right? While she's a tank and a healer. Boruto, wow. Yeah, this was a meme for the longest time, right? Boruto's a good unit, but look at that. 1,000 still and 74, and he still hits so freaking hard. At 74, he's still probably one of my hardest hitters in the game. So definitely someone you want to focus on. Brand new players, definitely get his weapons up. I've been doing that. I may continue eventually depending who else comes out. SR Heavy, first time, was one of the most revolutionary characters. Was the first status effect character. Got him to 6. I didn't go any further because at the time I was getting Awakening Orbs and the Fate Scrolls, as you guys saw above. Neji, very underrated character, very good. Can be used in a lot of the content, and honestly, like, the only A unit that gives chakra, so and crit damage the way he does, so to the cell. So definitely worth building up, guys, if you need somebody who does that for you. Hinata fell off a lot. She was the best crit damage character in the game, but not any longer. But as you can see here, I got her 7. I've got 576 of them. So whenever the new LBs comes out, guys, we're gonna be putting in a ton of work on these characters. But I'm just going through the list. Oh, look at that. We're almost there. Almost there. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. There's Awakening number 2. That's 2 million Ryogon. That's 7-star, this guy here. Asuma doesn't deserve the 7-star, but you know what? As a collection, we're gonna get him up there. So now that he's got, so there's a 6 there that I need to finish. I mean, let's get this guy up. He deserves it. Kakuzu, amazing unit. Amazing unit, guys. So even now, still hits really hard. I mean, there are better AoE characters out there, but I don't think you're gonna find very many out there that hit as hard as he does, even with the lower the lower percentages on the Jitsu. So there we go, another 7-star. All right, 1,564. Jugo was huge. He came with 2 different banners. He came with the Karin banner and the Kirin banner, for goodness sakes. Like, why would you ever do that? There you go, Sarada, get her to 7. There you go, guys. Doing a lot of awakenings. We're gonna spend a lot of Ryo here. It's gonna go ahead and do this. And if you don't know this already, guys, in the main Discord, there is an achievement there if you have the most amount of 7-stars. I mean, obviously I'd probably win that, to be honest with you, at this point, but I haven't been keeping up with that. I may actually go ahead and post this later, just because look at this craziness. 7, 7, 7. I don't even know why I have you at 6. Let's get you to 7. All for content, folks. All for content. This is how Whale plays the game, and I mean, you have remaining shards left over, like insane amounts. So let's go ahead and continue this. I'm gonna go ahead and 7-star every single character I can. I think I'll have every character, but maybe 2 or 3 SRs at 6. So let's do this. There we go. So welcome to my mansion, guys. No more room by room. I'm gonna line it up for you guys. You guys can see everything here. Oh, there we go. There's a few there that I haven't actually done. So this will be a 6. So I'll have a couple of 5s actually, surprisingly. So Toby and Revenge Sasuke at 5 a pop. So that's unfortunate. I will definitely work on those guys eventually. There's another 6. These guys are definitely going to be my biggest struggle, just due to the fact they're coin characters from specific shops. I'm working on getting them all now so I can do showcases on them. And there are a couple characters who I had completely not done showcases. Look at that, 9,000 for goodness sakes. He's from Ryo Summons. By the way, if you're a new character and you're looking to do Ryo Summons a lot, you're going to get a lot of his fragments. He is a great starter character and takes you pretty far. So definitely worth it. Oh, there's another 5-star there. This guy will never be past 3. I don't care what people say. I'm not putting any work into him. Oh, there you go. The legend. probably the worst character in the game, maybe close to it. I'm still working on getting him up so I can showcase it, just for the fact that he is the third Hokage and probably one of my favorite Hokages, to be honest. There we go. Zabuza. And now to the rares. So Kiba, incredible. Mitsuki, really good. Tenten, vital. Like, let's get her up. And then after this, guys, we're going to do a quick little review over everything that we've done. I think this is the first time I've actually gone through this list like this and put in this much resources in getting characters I'll never use. But again, as a collection, I want these guys to be max. So this is actually going to be part of the plan anyways. I'd rather just do it with you guys. There we go. Please, guys, while you're watching this, leave your comments. Like, let me know what you guys think. Is this the craziest account you've ever seen? Is there anybody that you guys know that has something crazier than this? And again, I'm going to go through the whole thing with you guys, and we're going to see exactly what we have in terms of 7 stars versus 6 stars versus 5 stars. I don't think I have any. Oh, I have a couple 3 stars. That's true, and a 2 star actually with Zabuza. So let's complete this. Let's go ahead and do this. I've had these fragments forever. Like, they've just been sitting around. I've been pleading with Bandai, like, find a reason for us. Look at that. Fragments, 14,000 fragments still left. Like, give us a reason to have these fragments. Like, let us convert them into something other than rares, right? Like, unless you're bringing more rares out, and then we can use these sometime in the future. But right now, they're just collecting dust. Look at this insanity. 15K, 15K. Like, the hell am I gonna do with 15K, guys? Unless they're going to do Awakening 99, I don't ever see me going through this. And there you are. All right, let's go through the list, guys. Let's go from scratch. Okay, so let's actually change this from Rarity to Awakening. And see if that's even an option. Is it or not? Pretty sure it is. Stars. There it is. Bam. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 34, 35 7 stars. That's 35 7 stars, all right? 6 stars. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 21. 21 6 stars. 21 6 stars, all right? So 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 5 stars, 2 3 stars, and 1 2 stars. So I think, guys, for the most part, this is going to be the most complete account you'll see in Tribes. Welcome again to Payne's Mansion. Thank you for walking in and taking the tour with me. This was not a flex. This was strictly somebody asking me, what have you done in this game? Like, we see it piece by piece. Can we just see the whole account? So here it is, guys. I hope that helped. If there's anything else you guys want to see on my account ever, besides of course my account information, which I'll never give out, please let me know. I will more than happy showcase it. And if you have any other content you want to see from me specifically, guys, you know always to ask in the comment section. I'll always be there. And as a member, you guys actually have the perks at the top end of the tier to actually let me know what you want me to make for you, and I will do it anyways. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you again for taking the time to do this with me. Have a wonderful day.